Hey, Ryan, why don't you pull up Amazon's margins real quick?
Well, I'd have more of a grin on my face than Stephen Hawking on Epstein's Island.
I'm off as a smug cock when you said that.
Wow, physical philosophy, you're not very smart at all. You screw up, cash flow kings. Guys. Dissector, you are an idiot.
Hello, everybody. It's Saturday. It's 8 p.m. Eastern. And on Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern, you could be doing a whole lot of things. And Fiscal, I was doing a whole lot of things today. In the middle of my competition, I was on top of a man, mounted on him, and I looked up, and I looked by the hot dog stand because I smelled something a little funky. And I looked, and right behind the hot dog stand, it was Tactical Shoe Shine right there, and he was lying me down, and I was in shock. That's a joke, everybody. But welcome back. It's Saturday. It's 8 p.m. Eastern, the best place to be. And this is the kind of comments that we like to see here on the Cash Flow Kings. What a better way to spend a Saturday night than here. That's what I'm saying. Like, you guys are dedicated. You could be doing a lot of things. What other things could you be doing right now, Fiscal, that are not beneficial to your lifestyle?
Well, I was at Sam's Club today, and I saw a lot of people in the booze aisle
talk about being a sinner.
Picking up margarita mix, probably for some kind of 4th of July barbecue or something. And you know what I'd rather be doing?
Barbecuing stocks.
Smashing the like button is what I'd rather be doing.
Oh, getting that engagement on early. I like it.
Yeah. Got to get on our game now that we're officially for real.
I was going to say, everybody, this is the first episode of the Cash Flow Kings that we're officially an LLC. Like, don't do the due diligence and behind the scenes stuff and try and find us, but you can't. So good try. Welcome back, everybody. I think potential 2023 viewership award candidate for sure. He changes his name like every other week. What's up, Mike? But definitely some quality comments, and we have a lot to get to. I think the funniest part was I loaded in here like an hour ago just to see if there was anybody in the comment section waiting. And there was just like the most obscure conversation going on. Hello, friend. Looking forward to an amazing night of insight on how to make life better for our families. Blessings to my friend is America, as well as all love in Palestine. See, we have people intercontinentally that come to watch the Cash Flow Kings.
It's true.
It's also another weekend celebration. My Temu sunglasses came in this week. Not to brag, but they were $2, and I got 2 pairs. I got another pair right here.
You're looking snazzy.
I know that everybody, this is where the Cash Flow Kings tax write-offs are going. Welcome back, everybody. Are there going to be topics? No, we're not going to talk about anything. We're just going to pop jokes the entire time. But yeah, this is going to be a shorter show tonight. Mainly one, because obviously we hit the 3K hours of watch time this week. Thank you, everybody. So we don't need your attention or money, or we got your money pretty much. So you got to hit the subscribe button for us. Because here on the Cash Flow Kings, as one would say, we don't do it for the money. That's right.
True.
We should have had Double D's on when we get monetized. That'd actually be a really fitting celebratory episode. Maybe the 4K one.
It would be. Yeah, I think that would be perfect.
I'm feeling the peer pressure to get Twitter Premium too. Like I'm having like multiple people now like trying to seduce me to the dark side. It's like, I don't know. Part of me just doesn't want to be sitting on my phone and feeling pressure just to tweet out bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think it's important if you go that route. We've got to have a system.
Yeah,
gotta have a system, a process.
Have Chat GPT write all our stuff. That'd be pretty cool.
like Dividend talks.
Oh my God, he's back at it. We might have to do another Dividend talks call out because it's actually getting ridiculous of what he's been. Some of the malpractices, one could say. Shout out to Double D's for not letting that go. I feel like that's been let go. Some of the recent events on the channel. 5 episodes ago, I feel like we've kind of let everything slide, but Dividend talks are still a bitch. We offered you a lot of money to come onto the show, and you're a bitch. So there you go. Fuck Dividend talks, dumb red coat. That's right. Happy Pride Month. Big Target Starbucks shareholder here, so give me your money. Fiscal. Before our guest gets on tonight, do you want to talk a little bit about Disney? Because this was a bit of a topic of debate during the week. If you're active on the Discord, link in description. So Disney's like the biggest. You know how Disney's been recently. Would you admit some of their stuff's maybe gone a little, more appeasing to other groups? You could say.
Is it a word that rhymes with spoke?
It rhymes with choke as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think,
and we're pretty like in the middle politically wise.
I remember kind of thinking that with like their take on their new Star Wars trilogy, some stuff seemed kind of forced.
Palpatine's a tranny.
It just seems like maybe a little bit like as I said with X-Men and particular X-Men 97, I don't mind when something is that way if it's not
done correctly,
if it's not forced.
That's what I'm saying.
If it's like a natural part of the story and it's not something where they're like, oh, we better randomly throw in some type of
put the South Park clip, put a chick in it, make it gay.
Exactly. Put a chick in it and make him gay. Make her. Well, actually, don't assume the gender just because it's a chick. But yeah, exactly.
Boy, the shorts for our editor this week are going to be mint already. We're 11 minutes in.
Yeah, the right wingers in our comment section are gonna.
Oh my God,
they're gonna be spinning off.
Yeah. So as part of our, I'm gonna call it our triple shot reinvention strategy, like Starbucks. We're posting a bunch of like Jay Powell shorts now. So we apologize if that's been in your feed too much. And we always attract like these crazy like right-wing lunatics in our comment section. And it's so funny to watch because like the hate comments are coming to us technically, but they're clearly directed at Powell. So like it's free engagement. It's honestly pretty funny.
Yeah, they're all they range from saying that he lies about inflation all the way up to saying that they're how should we say pedos coming for the children. And that
Bob Iger's definitely.
Yeah, it's absolutely unhinged.
Yeah, we get some pretty interesting comments. It's always a day opening up the YouTube studio.
They lied about inflation and they lied about the clot shot. And
they're gonna get us. They're gonna get us. Disney's too woke. I mean, the reason I bring this up because it was the topic of debate. I don't know if you missed it in the Discord. We had a bunch of topics of debate in the Discord this week on the topic of belts. But essentially, there's a new show called The Acolyte for anybody who's like a Star Wars fan. And I saw on Twitter, and this is like, I try and stay in the middle when it comes to stuff, especially an investor, like impartial or whatever. And I saw on Twitter, one of the, like the Republican pages, you know what I mean? It's like End Wokeness or whatever. It's one of those pages. And it actually it was a legit post. Like it was in The Acolyte, one of the characters, it was a they, them. And it was like actual too. Like sometimes it's taken massively out of context, but this one was like actually. So like the proper man that I am and the real man's investor, I had to do some due diligence for myself. So I open up Disney Plus. I'm like, all right, I'm going to see how far I can get into this show. And in like the first, I turned it off after 12 minutes. It was garbage. I'm not like a crazy Star Wars fan, so that probably plays into it. But like, I just don't, it was not a quality watch.
You know what's really funny? Speaking of they, them, when the like she, her, he, him stuff started showing up in like people's email signatures, I legitimately thought it was for people with names like Sam or Pat or Terry, where it could be either one, and like so that people wouldn't be confused. But as a matter of fact, that's not what it is. That's how insulated I was from this whole
Fiscal. I'm going to short your portfolio to the ground. Baggy Leaf and Baggy Fiscal are going to be down so bad. We got professional haters now. It's good to see.
That's Rob Simone. He's the leader of Hedgeye. You know, he was long WeWork before he was short MPW.
That's got to be Beater.
Probably.
That's got this is a great question before we get to our guest today. Where's the super chat button? It's because we don't have 500 subscribers, guys. So you got to pump out the channel now. We're gouging you guys for money. It's going to be insufferable at starting.
If you're watching and you're not subscribed, what are you even doing with your life?
I know we're the cash flow clowns over here, and we're not even gouging you guys for money yet. Like, wait till I start gouging you guys for impressions.
We're the cash clowns or something.
That guy was so proud saying it too. He's like, You know, he had it
This is
planned.
zinger.
He had it planned up for a good week or two. He's like,
these were some zingers he had been practicing.
he was looking in the mirror every other night, and he's like, he's in his trailer park, and you know, he's got his baby mama, his other wife. You know, what's gonna fucking get him? What's gonna get him? And then he's like, the cash clowns. Oh, and you could tell he had it planned. He was trying to play it off nonchalant, which I think was the funniest part watching it. He's like, I don't know their name.
And Khmer's all
clowns.
like, and Khmer's all like, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Khmer's a bitch. That's all I'm leaving it at. We're trying to be in our new era of forgiving and forgetting, but all right, we had to get that out of the way. Only Ryan talks about mounting a man in a hot dog stand. That's members only content once we get there. Without further ado, I think we get to our guest. It is none other than the 15,000 follower our more swole guest so far, the Dividend Dog. Welcome in.
Oh man, thanks for the intro, guys. Thanks for the intro, Ryan. Fiscal philosophy. What's up, guys? How are we? Oh man, you said the 15,000 followers. Like you gotta chill on that.
Hey, there are a lot of bots out there.
Hey, that's all I'm saying. Okay, so you
how many
understand
of your followers do you actually think are bots, realistically?
Dude, I mean,
15,000's up there.
15,000 is up there. Sometimes I think like, dude, I just remember just starting like I'm just tweeting out plays because it was like that was the only engagement I was getting from other people besides Instagram. And all of a sudden, like you said, here I am with 15,000 followers. Have no idea, but I would say probably 10%, 15% maybe are bots. Why not? You know, I don't have
you still have a solid amount.
Yeah, I don't have a blue check mark. I'm not trying. You know, I'm all just trying to be engaged and have fun like you guys, man.
Dude, that's respect, because you could be gouging that thing for money. You could, you could be milking that thing if you wanted.
Yes, I think all the time. I'm like, why don't I have the blue check mark? And then I'm like, dude, that's not what I signed up for. I just signed up just to hang out, talk stocks all day or whatever I want to talk about, and get maybe get a response. And yeah, man, people just start following along. But I love it though. It's awesome.
That's respect. Twitter sucks now. Twitter's horrible for finance. It's just like the engagement farming is crazy. It's like,
yeah, it's more so like, hey, pay off your debt and invest in S&P 500 fund and blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, but we're looking for something more exciting, right?
Yeah.
Did you know that if you avoid credit card debt, that's good for your finances?
My God, they did not tell me that in high school.
Very few will understand that. ...
That's one simple trick they don't want you to know about.
They don't want you to know.
That's one thing they definitely don't want us to know for sure, man. So what's going on, guys? What's been cracking?
It's a good day here on the Cash Flow Kings. We're close to 500 subscribers. We're about to gouge people for money for the first time. It's good times.
Let's go. Let's get them to 500. What are we doing?
That's what I'm saying. We got to get us to 500. Everybody hit the like and subscribe right now.
500. Then we got to get them to 1,000. Come on, guys. What are we doing? Come on.
I know.
Come on, guys. I just got your tax ID number. Don't make me get it for nothing.
The LLC cost a lot of money.
Hey, we're writing off everything.
The $2 sunglasses I have on right now, right off.
Hey, the beer,
the Ray-Bans. This is costuming. Remember, I filed us as an entertainment company. So
yeah, anything can happen.
Love it, dude. I love the dividend stocks background or
the new dividend stocks, not drugs.
Yeah, dude.
I
think I may have told you that once. When I saw that, I was like, dude, I love that. I need that in my background.
My background is to be determined. I just moved into a new place, and
hey, congrats, man.
I appreciate it. I don't know. I'll get a couple of investing books, maybe like a watch collection to show how high value I am. You know,
or some high profile shoes or something with the light over it. You know, make it
get the Gucci sneakers like Rich Piana because I already have his tank top. You know,
hey,
put the box in there. Now, Dividend Dog. Before we get to the real topic today, what's your workout split? Because you are the most swole guest that has come onto the show so far, and the only one to mog fiscal so far.
Yeah, the only one giving me a run for my money over here. What's up?
Oh man, dude, got that. All right, so here's my secret. So I was always a guy. I've been working out since I was like 14, 15 years old. I played college baseball, so I was always in the gym. And then when I got done playing college in 2014, I used to go to the gym probably like every other 2 times a week. And then I got like, not 2 times a week, 2 times a day. And then I got into powerlifting. Powerlifting took me from like 200 to 230. I learned in like 4 years on how to like build your body with a coach and like eating and blah, blah, blah. So I got all this like stuff in my head now of like how to work out. Now when I go to the gym, I really just go 6 days a week with my wife now. I do either upper, lower, upper, lower. That's either squat, bench, or deadlift. I make sure I do all 3 of those lifts, you know, either 2 to 3 days out of the week where I'm doing each 3 of the lifts, you know, separately. And then I do some accessories after, and that's it. And so I'm in the gym for maybe an hour and a half. And yeah, man, I just keep it simple. I do creatine, I try to get my water in, make sure I'm eating. You know, powerlifting, I was eating like 4,000 calories, almost 4,000 calories a day. I was up to like 230, had like a 350 bench, 600 deadlift, and like a 501 squat, you know. But so yeah, now I know how to like go in the gym and work out. Not saying no one else knows how to go, but yeah, I just keep my splits very simple. Upper one day, lower the next day, upper, lower, and so on.
Yeah, I'm hitting the phase where it has to be a lot more like minimalistic and simple, at least. Like, today is day 1 of the bulk, technically fiscal, so it's a good day.
Well, time out. How old are you, Ryan?
18.
I'm 32. So when I was 18, I was trying to bulk up from 18 to 24, 25. It felt like every time I go in the gym, I was trying to lift the heaviest every single time because I was at that age. So, dude, bulk up.
I know. Enjoy. That's the plan. I finished I did my grappling tournament today, so I can actually put on weight now. So I don't want to get too out of control with it. Say what?
So what? I saw your picture. So what? I was going to ask you, what were you doing? Was it Taekwondo or what?
It's jujitsu. It's technically like submission grappling. So I mean,
that's
just
why. So you can take me down.
How much do you weigh?
Dude, I'm like 205.
I'd probably pull guard against you just to be safe, but you know, hopefully a technical masterpiece. That's what I would have to cook up.
Yeah, but that's what's up, man. That's awesome that you know that technique and you're lifting too. That's awesome.
Yeah, I unfortunately is kind of preparation increases for it. Yeah, I have to lower the days that I lift just because, especially being a student, mainly during the preparation that I had, like.
Okay.
But now it's summer, I can eat again. It's a good time here on the Cash Flow Kings, and it's the push to 2,225 now. I hit 205. We're increasing, so.
Hey. So, question: how do you do anything time under tension when doing your workouts during the week?
No, but I would structure my chest days so I would have one day where it would just be strength focused, and then one where it'd be hypertrophy focused, and I just go for more like.
So time under tension is
where I know what it is. It's like
my bench from 275 to 350 just by adding in time under tension about 1 to 2 times a week, like a 3 on the way down, pause for 1 Mississippi, then 3 seconds on the way up.
Yeah.
Oh man, you talking about get like blood flow in the freaking chest on a Monday. Let's go.
The negative is actually what generates more engagement of the muscle fibers.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay, that's more into it.
I think it was. Do you know Renaissance periodization?
I do not.
No. Okay, so he's an exercise scientist, PhD, also super jacked bodybuilder. He's like 260 pounds or something. And I don't know. I heard him talk about a study where the eccentric actually gives you more activation. And there's been studies where they had somebody just do the concentric without the eccentric. And I read this study. It was on leg press. And they like varied it up and had like multiple groups. And basically what they found is that the people who did both the concentric and the eccentric built like multiple times more muscle than the people who just did the concentric. So there's a much, much bigger effect.
Jeff Nippert over here. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, you could say I mean, I'm about the same height as Jeff. No, actually I'm a little taller than Jeff Nippert.
I feel bad for everybody that came here for the finance stuff. We're just gonna have like a complete episode about lifting. But yeah.
Oh yeah, we're not talking any finance. It's Saturday. Bring it up here. Before you
Hey,
know
they're-
it, we'll tell you buy GameStop.
While we're on the topic of companies like GameStop, what are your thoughts on YieldMax?
YieldMax. Okay. What's up, Lincoln? I actually have my podcast buddy, Paul. He actually he's been talking to me just via text because he's been busy and he hasn't been able to hop on the podcast. I've been doing it myself. But anywho, YieldMax. I've heard great things from him about it. He's been adding it to his portfolio. It's just something that I don't see as a fit in my portfolio just now, but it is something that I did do research on. And I see a couple guys on YouTube, talking great things on how it's good at producing income, depending on what you need it for at the time. I just don't feel right now as a time in my portfolio to maybe add a YieldMax to it, but I don't see anything bad about taking a look at it and seeing if it can be something that you could use to maybe bring more income and buy another share of a company, or you may need the income yourself. But no, I honestly, I'm not either bearish nor bullish about it just as of yet, just because it doesn't fit into my portfolio right now. But I do know about them, and eventually I'll like I said, I'll be taking more dive into it as I get older. But they are good to know of because they are good income as we're sitting here on the Cash Flow Kings. I mean, that's good cash flowing.
About the cash flow. No, but
cash flow,
yeah.
baby. So yeah, good cash flow for YieldMax for sure.
It's contrary to popular belief from everybody that we actually don't hate it.
That's the most neutral answer I think we've ever gotten, because everybody else has
either. I like to stay neutral on those high incomes just because I know I'm not in a position right now to like really be needing like, oh, I'm about to either step away from work or my wife is about to step away and we need to up the income on the portfolio. I now know that YieldMax, QILD, or the YLD portfolios are there to at least give me some boost back in income and dividend when the time does come.
QILD was the OG. That was the OG YieldMax.
Oh my God. I'm not even gonna lie. I bought QILD back when I was started investing in 2020. Yeah, I bought QILD. Why not?
yeah, I remember when they first came out, all the dividend investing channels, it was all QILD videos every other week. And then
next week is the QILD king. It's Pierre.
Wait, who is? I'm sorry.
PK Investing. OG.
Okay.
I'd be shocked if you know him. OG. He has an update.
No. I don't. But shout out to the OG.
We'll have the OG on next week. Yeah, I mean, contrary to popular belief, everybody, we don't hate YieldMax. I've definitely started to, appreciate the more personal finance. It's everybody. I hate to be one of those people. You see it so many times these days where it's like, if the total return is worse than the S&P 500, you're wasting your time.
Oh my, that's Twitter. That's it right there. That's the echo chamber.
Yeah.
Well, you know what they say. The 5-year chart on the S&P 500 is the best. Therefore, you got to invest in the S&P 500. 5-year chart is the whole process.
I mean, yeah, we can do the S&P 500, but then here comes Nvidia.
That's what I'm saying. Like the bubble, like the crazy bubble. Like it's very easy to nitpick performance.
The S&P is the 500. The S&P 500 is the Ferrari on the Fast and the Furious. Paul Walker's Nvidia and the freaking Supra. Like, what's the value you got in that thing? More than you worth, pal. It's a Ferrari and freaking Nvidia smoking the S&P 500 right now. It's smoking it. Not even close. You can't even compare it right now. So you might as well just go take the chance of trying to be your own individual investor. Pick up a couple books. Get some engagement here. Follow the Cash Flow Kings. Follow me, the Dividend Dog. We'll get you right.
Link in description. Links are in description. Plug it all. It is.
Hey,
I am on it. Dividend Dog. I know you're a fan of. I know you're a fan of Nike.
Big fan. I know I got an Adidas T-shirt on, but no. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Nike. I'm not even gonna lie. I bought Nike as a stock long term, right? And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about consumers right now, but I know energy is definitely going to be more bullish down in the short term and long term than consumers right now. So I bought my Nike and I sold it and whatnot. But like, no, I like Nike. Yeah. I sold it.
We're sinners. We're sinners.
Yeah, I sold it. Even though they got the Olympics coming up with with all the marketing and everything that they're trying to do. I'm just like, I just think energy's got more push right now. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, back it out. I hate when I do that. I hate when I buy a stock and I'm like, dang, man, you haven't even held this for like 3 weeks, bro. Here you are. We're talking 10 years. You're telling people to invest for 10 years a whole.
What price did you get in at?
Here, hold on, let me check.
I got in at a ludicrous price. I got in at 145 and I averaged down, and I just saw opportunity cost selling it. It's still a really good company. The brand's insane, but like I think I put it into a lot better holdings, which is Visa and SHG.
Ooh, Visa's good. My wife, she holds Visa, and one of her in her brokerage account, she holds.
I mean, hey, I've got like 4 Visas in my wallet, so it's. I mean, I'm helping you with your. I'm helping your dividends out every single day.
It's full circle here on the channel.
Got in at 95.
Oh, that's a good price. That's a solid.
Yeah, yep. It was underneath 100, and I was like, yo. Nike underneath 100 sounds just kind of dumb. Like,
and it's still even overpriced on this crazy dip it's had too. Like, if you still look at like its DCF models, which I think is stupid sometimes because the brand is so strong, but like it's still overpriced relative to the growth out of it.
I would say Nike is the Coca-Cola of shoes.
Facts.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
Hey, Oak. Was it Oka? You ever see those shoes? Okay, or the shoes with the clouds underneath?
I'll find them.
Was it Hoka's?
I think I know Hoka.
Hoka, yes.
Okay, I've seen them, but I don't recall the brand. Are they smaller? Like are they public?
Yeah. Hold on one sec. I'm about to look up right now. The stock I bought it's called Deck. The name of the stock.
Oh, okay. That I see it now.
So I bought Deck as a swing trade because I was like,
the 5-year chart is up like insane. Everybody, it's a buy.
Yes, I bought.
Joseph Carlson is on this. This is crazy.
I bought.
He's frozen. The suspense, everybody.
And when it was at like $900, and it bumped up, got out of it.
It's good gains.
Yeah, but it's a big stock. Not gonna lie. But they got really good sales next year for growth. They got crazy margins, man. Gross margins at 55%. Stupid. Yeah. Especially on a growth stock, guys. If you're listening out there, I mean, you got to really look at the profitability of these companies.
As a Nike fan, what have you looked into Crocs at all? What do you think about them if you have?
Here, let's take a look. I'm going to be honest with you. I have not looked, but I see everybody's got a freaking pair, and I want a pair with the
the gibbets.
The little gibbets on the inside, man. Keep my feet warm.
Yeah,
we've been requested to make Cash Flow Kings Crocs on the channel.
Hey, listen here. Let's see. Crocs right now, when I look at big companies like that are just like priced like this here, I look at the peg forward. So I look at to see how the market's pricing it with their earnings and growth forward, right? So anything at 1 or below 1 on Stock Rover is like really rich in value. So Crocs right now, it's got a 1.5 peg forward. Deck on the other hand has a 3.7.
Yeah.
So that means that it's really expensive right now compared to the price and the earnings of the growth of the future of the company.
Crocs is definitely a value play, I'd say.
Yeah, Amazon right now 1.4, and you got Crocs right now at a 1.5. So if you're really thinking about it, Amazon and Crocs, you can literally buy those two, and those are great companies to buy right now, worth their value with earnings and growth in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Crocs looks good. Oh, and they got a 5%. They're trading at 11.2 in the future. Oh, another great company with great margins. Let's see who does better gross margins. 56, 55. So they're neck and neck, man. But Crocs just inches them out on each one, though.
This is exactly what I'm thinking from PP. Funny name. The difficulty with Crocs is that it's a style or fad. Nobody knows where Crocs could go out of style. That's my thing. Like I see them doing really good things right now, but I can't really tell if it's going to be longevity, like how long it will be compared to a company like Nike. I feel like Nike.
My thing is this: how often do you see people buying Nike sliders though? Like you got to buy the Nike sliders if you're gonna be sliding like that. I'm not trying to just say anything like crazy.
Yeah.
But like, okay, how about this? I'll go talk to my mom, right? My mom and my mother-in-law. I'll put a Nike slider and a pair of Crocs in their face. Which pair do you think they're going to more likely go with? They'll go with the Crocs.
Oh,
Crocs. My mom and my mother-in-law's not rocking a pair of Nikes sliders. They'd rather go with the Crocs just because you know why? They're in style. They see the kids that they work with wearing them. They can do all types of designing on them. They can put little magnets on them. My thing is this: the kids that can put the Fortnite and all different types of those like magnets on the shoes. So you can't do that with that. What's that?
You think they're here to stay then for the long run?
For the long run, I really do, because I don't see people going out of their way buying Nike sliders for their kids unless you're in the athletic sport. That's the only way you're rocking a pair of Nike slides. If you're not in the sport, you're rocking Crocs. Unless you know the Nike brand, but you're more likely going to see a pair of Crocs before you see.
They also have like the Yeezy slides too now, which are really popular. I think Adidas makes them.
I'm not gonna lie, I got a pair of Yeezy slides when Kanye first released them. Got a pair. Dude, those things are so comfy, but they look like moon boots.
I know. Those are the slides that are in fashion now that I found, but it feels like every company's just kind of making like the same product with just different logo on it.
Yeah,
all look the same.
And I'm not trying to like diss Nike. I know Nike, but see, Nike has the gear. They have the athletes. They got LeBron James still tied to it. So like you're always going to see that check mark. You got colleges still tied to Nike. Like you're always gonna. They got summer camps. Crocs doesn't have that part of the game,
and that's where the growth potential could come in too. I think where Crocs could have that Nike doesn't.
Now, if a Crocs come out with a shoe and like a basketball shoe, it could. But like they're not doing that. You really got to think about
Crocs
it.
is like wax stuff now. I got to look it up.
Are they going to come out with a soccer cleat, a football cleat, a track? It's kind of hard to do that. And then you got to get the buy-in from the consumer too to trust you, especially at the Olympic level and the high-performing levels. Yeah. Colleges. Now from that point, to beat the consumer, I think Nike owns the consumer from that point. Yeah. But I think Croc will always be around just because it's like it's an everyday slide that I think people will get introduced to first before they get introduced to a Nike slide.
Leaf, I think
Nike has a sweatshops too. I'm gonna drink to that one.
Leaf, I think every company that you invest in, I think you can find one skeleton in the closet. Yeah, I mean, Nike may be a little more public than others, but
MPW also probably has sweatshops, right?
Yeah.
Did you say NPW or MPW?
MPW.
Like Medical Properties Trust?
Yeah, no. Leaf has like 300 grand in them, so that's why
Oh my God.
Our viewers are high income.
Man.
You better buy that merch next week when it drops.
Jeez.
Leaf. How's the comfort and feel of Crocs? Never really liked the design or anything about the look, although I've heard really good. Ask Dividend dude, Mush. Ask him. He'd know. He's the Crocs representative.
Crocs. I mean, my wife has a pair. Our nephew has a pair. I know people who have like numerous of pairs of Crocs. Yeah. Heck, even Chris Johnson, the guy, he's a millionaire investor, back from 2020 AMC call. And now, he's got a Discord, Wealth Squad, yada, yada, yada. He even's got a pair of Crocs that he designed. And he bought his kids a pair of Crocs. I see they're very comfortable. I'm not even going to lie. They're comfortable. You can wear them anywhere. Damn near. Yeah. Not to work, but like you going out to the gas station, gotta run to the grocery store, you gotta take the dog out, you want to take a step outside to go chill. Yeah, throw in your Crocs. Why not? Why the heck not?
Yeah, I have the Yeezy. Yeah, I have like the Yeezy slides, but they're from a brand called Young LA. Fiscal might know them. It's like a gym. It's like a new gen gym brand or whatever. They're pretty uncomfortable. I'll be honest. Like I don't wear them a lot, but yeah, I don't remember the last time I wore Crocs. Maybe like elementary school, a long time ago. But I did say we hit 1K, and I'm making a custom pair of Cash Flow Kings do dividend stocks, not drugs, Crocs, and I will buy them.
Let's
I'll buy them
go.
for dividend.
We could expense it, Ryan. It's okay.
Yeah, that's our write off too. While we're on the topic of MPW, Dividend Dog, what are your thoughts on MPW?
MPW. All right. So I invested in him when I got into the market in 2020, guys. That's when I was learning just about everything. This was when GameStop and AMC was going crazy, like really for the first time. And then I was like, all right, I'm not going to entertain that because I'm just learning about value investing and reading and telling it, blah, 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 Benjamin Graham. But anywho, got into MPW and I was like, dude, hospitals aren't going out of business. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I still say that now about MPW. Hospitals are not going out of business. I don't care what happens to that. They own so many hospitals and hospital beds.
Over 400.
The world, the USA. I even looked at one of the hospitals they own when I owned the company. I got up to over 100 shares of the company back in January. 2024? Back in 2022. And dude, that's when the stock just started just sliding on me, man. It just started going crazy down. Then I had this guy on Twitter. He was on my head. I had to block him. I don't like blocking people because I'm like, bro,
was it Fraser Pairing?
What are you bothering me for, man? You got more money than me. Leave me alone. I like MPW.
It was Fraser Pairing, I bet.
Dude, he was shorting the company. He was one of the guys.
No way.
Company because I was tweeting how I was buying this cheap stock along with this is when I was buying MPW, ET, and SCHD when I first got into the market. I got on those company or that in the ETS. Why not? This dude came out of nowhere. It was like this company does this. They got private jets that they hiding from folks and yada yada yada. This and that. We're shorting it. You're wrong. So anywho. I got over 100 shares. Then I eventually got out of the company because I was like, yo, I'm down like 30%. Like, what the hell am I doing? I'm like, dude, you weren't even supposed to be in this company. Like, what are you doing here? You know, because as I'm starting to read more and yada, yada, yada. But I'm like, bro, hospitals aren't going out of business, though. Like, so now I got the devil on my other side and the angel.
Buy more.
What are you doing
buy
here?
more, leave.
So I was like, all right, cut it. Let's just cut it and see what happens to the stock. And then, you know, obviously it flatlined. But like, I am expecting a turnaround for that company, for that stock at some point in time. And I know I'm going to have missed the boat because it's going to catch me.
So, I mean, I'm right there. I was down more than 60% on it at one point, and I bought more shares when it was that $3. That's when I was down like over 60%. And I kept buying and kept buying. And I'm still down. I'm down like maybe like 10% or something when you factor in dividends right now because of how I kept averaging in. I've got thousands of shares. And so when that turnaround happens, I'm probably going to do pretty well. But there's people on my Discord who have literally hundreds of thousands of dollars in it, tens of thousands of shares in the stock.
See, if I would have known that, man, listen, if I would have known that about a year and a half ago, I would have been like, all right, I'm a cool here because I know somebody else got a bigger bag holding it, and I'm just holding my little crickets down here. So I guess I'm good.
But if I hadn't kept buying when it crashed, I would still be down like 50% or something. But I was like, hey, like I believed this company's worth like $14 or $15, and it's at $3 right now. What am I doing? Being afraid I need to buy more right now. And so
they have they cut the dividend?
So the dividend was cut once.
Okay. I mean, ET's dividend was cut too, but look at it now.
Yeah.
So I'm not afraid to go in when a dividend gets cut, baby. We all got cut. We'll put a Band-Aid on that. Let's go.
But the
quarter
year. But to catch you up, you know, the guy that was like tweeting at you, his name was probably was he a fat ball British guy?
Dude, I don't even. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't even.
It was either him or this donkey motherfucker. One of the two. But anyways, they actually he actually comments on my videos.
Can you hold for 1 sec? I'm so sorry. Can you hold for 1 sec?
Oh, you're good.
Well, hold on, you 1 sec.
Fraser Pairing and knocked on his door, guys. It's not good.
Uh-oh.
We'll catch up on some comments.
They're coming for me next.
Do you guys recommend stock picking? No, just buy an index fund, dude. Just buy SPY or
I
VOO.
mean,
Please don't get down this hole.
I mean, I think it's down to the individual, right? My opinion
If
is
you're a
that,
normal person, I wouldn't do it. Personally,
that unless you want it to be like occupying hours and hours of your life every single week, then index and forget it, and just focus on making more income at whatever it is your vocation is, and just put more of it in whatever index.
My bad.
But if you're
pairing get you.
No,
Yeah,
man, I had to go to the bathroom. I had to take a potty break. I've been sitting here for a minute. I'm like, dude, you gotta go.
But yeah, he'll comment on like small YouTubers' videos and say like, I'm recording this so you don't delete it, and this is gonna come back to haunt you. And he'll like they'll threaten people on like the Yahoo Finance boards and stuff. Those shorts, they will like target people who talk about and like try to intimidate them or make them afraid or whatever. And it's
dude, that intimidated me. I had to block. I'm like, dude, what is this guy talking about?
Yeah, they're and by the way, like they're the least intimidated. Like neither of them looks like they've ever touched a dumbbell in their whole lives, by the way. But they're like, I'm gonna. What was it? Didn't Rob Simone like say he was gonna like shoot somebody once or something like that? Abe.
We've been there.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's this guy named Abe on the Yahoo boards that was feuding with them really bad and like released the short seller's home address or something. Oh. Yeah, they go hard. They go hard. It's like a proper like battle out there on MPW. But my personal
So
take,
what do you think long term with it? What do you think long term with it?
So
I like I said, I don't think my thesis is hospitals are never going out of business.
Right. So I think it's probably a medium term turnaround to somewhere in the mid-teens to maybe the low 20s if things go really well.
Okay.
And if that happens, I'll be like, 3 to 3.5 times my investment on it. And
hell yeah, dude.
And it the dividend yield, if it gets to that point, will only be like 4 or 5% or something. But that big tenant they had that was what now?
I said that's going to keep up. That like you'll more likely be keeping up with inflation with that income.
Yeah. But that big tenant they have, Steward, is in Chapter 11 right now, so they're expediting the process of selling off those assets of that company to pay back what they're owed, as well as getting new tenants into their hospitals. So those hospitals that haven't been paying rent, they're going to be putting new people in that can pay rent, and that's going to be very good for them. So the fact that they've it seems like they forced them to go into Chapter 11 so that they could actually get into this position. And I think it's going to end up pretty good for them in the end.
Right on.
That's just my thoughts based on what I've read.
Listen, my thing is just like management didn't change or nothing really came up out of nothing that guy was telling me. You know what I'm saying? It's just that the market was pricing it wrong. Yeah. But the market was pricing REITs wrong the entire time.
Did you know that management actually is suing him for spreading the guy that was twittering you? MPW's management is actually suing them for
hell yeah.
Yeah. For
I really hope it. You know what? I think his name is Rob, dude.
Oh no. So it's the other one. It's Fraser pairing with Vice Spray Research. Yeah,
that's good.
But they are subpoenaing records to see if Rob and Fraser have ever communicated prior to the short selling, because they might have all colluded or something. That's like what the lawsuit.
No, they definitely colluded because they were like, you know what, man? Let me call up my boy. Let's get these bands. Let's short MPW.
and this is all just this is allegedly all our opinion For entertainment purposes.
Oh yeah, entertainment purposes. What's the line?
But,
ChatGPT. What's the line again? Entertainment purposes only.
But
Please make your own financial decisions at your personal tolerance and risk level.
But that's basically
Nice.
because I read through the original complaint. Yeah. So
That's
and by the
wild.
way, like I think it's defamation is what they're suing Viceroy for.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Because what they've been tweeting is that MPW's management is fraudulent and that they've defrauded shareholders and all these other things. And there's a very specific legal definition for what constitutes fraud. And if you say somebody is committing fraud and they aren't, like that's something that they can take you to court over. And
well, as we learned, Fiscal, in the last 2 weeks, there are a lot of things that you can take people to court over that sometimes you don't want to.
That's true.
For those who know, they know.
But yeah, so that's interesting in any case.
Mosh, you're correct. Fiscal, you were around in 2020, weren't you? Or you started around there
What?
for investing?
No, I as far as stocks, I didn't start till 21.
Oh, I'm more professional than you, Fiscal. I hate to be a bragger. I was a prodigy. 14 years old, I was in this market.
I know.
No, those are wild times. 2020. Those
Oh man.
for those who are there, I started.
I remember sitting on my couch early 2020 when Kobe, that helicopter incident happened. And man, I was sitting on my couch and I was looking at Delta stock. And I'm like, man, this stock's cheap. But then Kobe's thing came up. And then, I went on about my normal day-to-day life and blah, blah, blah. And then come here at the end of the year, coming to be a full-on investor. It's just crazy, looking back at that time where like we were all doing random things and all of a sudden some just called us. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
It's just something called us and was like, hey, get over here. It's like the dude off Mortal Kombat.
First day, I'm telling you, that first dividend you get, that like 67 cents or whatever, it's addicting. It's better than any like $100 dividend you'll ever get.
Because you're like, wait a minute. I just randomly got some money here and now
It's free money, one could say.
You're like, shit, what happens if I put a little bit more in? That's slowly how it all started with me too.
Then you go into the high yield plays that maybe aren't the greatest companies in the world. You get a lot more money.
Of course you're going to venture into that because you're like high yield, high money. That's what I'm here for. Of course. But
then eventually you learn your lesson. AT&T, 3M.
I invested in AT&T when I first started.
Everybody was in AT&T. Everybody had to have their AT&T phase. That was part of it. Fiscal, you weren't around for it. That doesn't count.
I did Verizon instead. I thought about AT&T.
Okay.
I was I was interested in the Warner Brothers part of the business, but then I found out they were spinning it off. But I do have Warner Brothers Discovery, so.
Oh, in your port?
Cigar butt.
Yeah,
because it's down. It's down. It's bad. That's what it means.
Yeah. No. Didn't Warren cut his portion of Warner?
So he had Paramount.
Paramount. All right, I take that back.
I have that too, actually.
Okay. So what do you feel about Paramount? Warren cutting Paramount? Because I was surprised he cut that. Honestly.
Yeah, so I think it was a mistake for them to get out when they did, but their cost basis was close to $30. So I think maybe they were just cutting their losses because it's going to take longer than they thought to materialize.
Right now.
Yeah, I do think eventually Sherry Redstone is going to sell either her voting shares or National Amusements, which owns her voting shares, and somebody more rational is going to take up, Sony on their buyout offer, or one of the other. They've had like 4 or 5 different buyout offers for prices that would have gotten Class B shareholders over $20 per share. And but Sherry Redstone wants a better deal for herself. But what happened with the most recent possible deal that it looked like she was going to take, she basically was going to get $2 billion for herself for her voting shares, and Class B shareholders were going to get diluted and kind of screwed over. And so a bunch of guys that own millions of Class B shares, basically said, we're going to sue the absolute shit out of you into the ground if you take that deal. And so she backed off.
Oh, wow. Okay. So a little bit more he say play game with that one.
Yeah, because the board and everything, they have a fiduciary duty to the Class B shareholders, even if we can't vote. So if they take a deal that's just a money grab for the voting shares and doesn't look after the best interests of the Class B shareholders, there's ground for legal action. So
bingo. Okay.
But she owns National Amusements, which owns the voting shares for Paramount.
Wow. She got some push through that boy.
Yeah.
So when he talks shit, everybody listens damn near.
So
okay.
But what people think she's going to do is she'll just sell that outright to somebody else and let them deal with it. And because I've heard that she kind of just wants the money and whatever, but
you just sell it to Sony. Wouldn't Sony have a better idea? I would say Sony's kind of
but I think they weren't going to give her a big windfall for her voting shares like she was going to get with Skydance. So
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, Skydance was basically giving her a sweetheart deal, but kind of all the rest of the shareholders a shitty deal. And whereas Sony was going to give a good, a fair, a pretty fair deal to everybody based on
across all platforms. Instead,
yeah,
she ain't taking it. See, that's right there. I mean, that sounds selfish, but I've never been in that situation before to be there, so I can't really comment on the person. That's billions, how I roll in some situations like that.
Yeah, billions of dollars can kind of when you're in that seat where it's billions of your own, that probably changes the way you think.
Yeah, it changes the way you fucking push. No. For sure. That's dead serious, and I've never been in that situation before. But God damn it, I want to be in that situation one day.
I mean, what a good problem to have.
Heck yeah. Hey, Mr. Carter here. I see. What is that? WBD. He lost
Warner Brothers Discovery. David Zaslav. I don't like that guy. I just don't get a good vibe from him.
So for me, it's
Carter, go buy Amazon, man. Go buy Amazon. Amazon's on sale now.
On WBD, my cost basis is like $8, and my Paramount cost basis is like 13 something. So I got in a lot cheaper than a lot of the people that have sold for huge losses and whatever, because I'm a cigar butt falling knives investor.
Yes.
David Zaslav, that guy
y'all be catching that shit. Love it.
I think if I buy enough of them cheap, one of them's bound to work out, right?
We have Liberty Twitcher. Oh, wow. Our one Twitch viewer. Thank you. Does Dividend Dog agree with buying an index fund is better than stock picking?
Ooh. Man, that's a tough one. I've never been asked that question before. Ooh. Okay. So that,
yeah. I mean, he asked it the first time while you were in the bathroom, and
oh, my bad.
No, it's fine. It was a good little distraction. I said that I think it kind of depends on the individual. If you want to spend hours and hours of your life each week because it's just something that you want to or like doing, that's one thing. But if you don't want to spend all those hours listening to earnings calls, reading financial statements and that kind of thing, probably better to just pick your index of choice or your target date fund or whatever it is and chill, right?
Yes, 100% agree. When I'm sitting here trying to figure out what stock to buy next, I'm not just looking at the price. I'm looking at their earnings, looking if there's consistency on the earnings, and looking if there's consistency in the balance sheet, cash flow, dividends, what acquisitions they got, all of these things. And you have to do that with each individual company that you purchase if you're going to be doing stock picking yourself. But with an index fund, such as SCHD and DGRO, I'll call them the dynamic duo, they do all of the work for you. You don't have to go out and do all of the investing, or not investing, but in looking at the earnings and
you're
whatnot.
making more money usually, because he does add a really good point here. You're making more money at the end of the day, because if you're stock picking, it's literally shown that like you're probably going to underperform.
Yes.
It's like 95% of people underperform.
Yes, 100% facts. You are literally the driver, and you have to make sure you know where you're going. And you're going at a high rate of speed when you get into these stocks that are just by themselves, like NVIDIA. Like you're going at a high rate of speed. Some people don't even know if they're buying at the top right now in NVIDIA or if they're buying at the bottom. That's the crazy part right now. A lot of people don't even know that. But we don't know until we find out, right? I think people are buying at the top right now. Let's say not financial advice. But that goes back to stock picking. But if you go out and purchase just FX, AIX, or VU, you won't even care if Apple's at the top or bottom because you won't even know. You're just buying the stock. You're getting into the game. And over the long term, the ETFs beat the individual stock pickers. I like to pick stocks because I like this stuff. I like going in, diving in deep, talking to Ryan and Fiscal here and everyone else on Twitter and Instagram and whatnot, whoever I collaborate with.
It's an addiction. It's a healthy addiction.
It's healthy addiction. It's like going to the gym 7 days a week. Should we be going to the gym 7 days a week? Heck yeah. Some people do it 7 days a week, and they're totally fine. But it all depends on what you want out of the game. If you want more out of the game, you're going to have to give more to the game. If you want to go and get quick money, you got to go study these charts. You can't just study the price here. You got to go study the charts, learn patterns and the strategy you want to use for trading. It all goes back to the individual. But I would say if there's just any person out there, 80% of the people, buy you an ETF and chill out. Because 20% down, 30% down in 2 weeks, you're going to be wondering like, damn, is investing even worth it? But an ETF, you may go down like 2%, your 5%, and so on. But I would say index investing is the best way to go.
Yeah. This is an interesting comment. I think we'll leave it here tonight. This will be our last time of discussion. He says it's gambling, which is fine, but there's no difference in any type of gambling. Do we have any thoughts there? I partially disagree.
So I'm not even going to partially disagree. I normally don't disagree 100%, but this one right here, I'm going to disagree. Investing in gambling is different because here I'm going to tell you why. Options call, Steph Curry shooting 3 threes in a night.
Yeah.
Who's going to put in more work to make it happen? Either you studying the charts or Steph Curry waking up in the morning doing his normal stretches and knowing he's got to make 3 threes for you tonight. I think the market is going to be more on your side than going out gambling on parlays. It may look like it from big accounts, but over time, investing is going to eat that up. Investing is going to eat gambling up because you know why? We don't have to go look at our computers if you got enough money working for you, or if you got enough plays working for you, paying you. You don't have to go step in your computer at all.
So, like, there is an element of chance. Like something horrible could happen. To example, for like something terrible could come out about. Apple next week that sends the stock in half or something, right?
True.
And like that can happen, but I think the fact that Peter Lynch and Warren Buffett and there's people who exist who have won over very long periods of time, I think that's evidence that you can, with the correct set of skills, pick things that do well in the long run, and it's
buy good companies that have really good cash flow, and you're going to do pretty decent over the long term.
But I think now in the future, there's going to be bigger Warren Buffetts. I think in 20 years, there's going to be someone bigger than Warren Buffett just because they were able to fine tune all of the classics. It's just like the cars and the houses from the 70s and 80s. They just gotten better and better by the room, by the door, by the technology. I just think that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Well, okay. People also, try to say that they've tried to say for the longest time that poker is gambling. There are people at the poker table who are gambling, but not all of the people sitting at the poker table are. Some of them are advantaged and they consistently win. You can say, and you can say the same with investing in individual stocks. Some people are good at it and consistently win, just like some people are good at poker and consistently win. And it has to do with a certain skill set.
There you
No,
go.
100%, 100%. And the thing is, you don't have to be that person that's like got to be the person with the huge winnings and everything. You can be the person that's consistency, just doing shit. Like that's
Like the gym.
Yes, that's the gym. Perfect.
Investing is
I don't
investing
want
is
to
the
get
gym.
into this because I don't want to sound like a meathead, but yeah, the gym. Consistency going every day. You're gonna see gains. You're gonna feel stronger. Like it doesn't all have to come in one big loot. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
nah, man.
All right.
I'm not trying to say gambling's bad or anything like that, but I just think you'll have more success in investing than in trying to like win that blackjack or win the dang lottery ticket. People spend $118 billion a year on lottery tickets.
Yep. And the craziest thing is that it's actually the lower income people that don't have the money that spend the most on those because they think that is the only way they can get out and have a better life.
There's a gas station a couple miles from here. I can go in there right now. Matter of fact, I swear, I'll put $1,000 ticket in there right now. You'll find some people sitting at the gas station, at the gambling machines at the gas station.
Oh,
they'll be sitting
you got to really go to a casino if you want to have a good experience. You know, you got to do some sports betting.
Are there slot machines or something at the gas
station?
station?
Like when you walk into a gas station, just a normal gas station. Now just imagine like 5 slot machines, or some of them have actual rooms where they got slot machines and games in there. In the gas station here in Georgia, you can get your gas pump and put a hand in. Why not?
I think where I'm at, we don't have that because we have a reservation, and I think the tribe has like the rights on the gambling in the area here or something. I'm in Phoenix area.
Okay. Because there's somewhere in Michigan where the tribe has they own a portion of the land, and there's a big ass casino. Sorry for Randy, but big casino there. Right there on the
monetized yet. We're close. We're not there.
So when you said casino and stuff with Indians, I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, no, you're good. You're good. Arizona, place I want to visit one day, man. Place I want to visit.
Dude, if you ever come out, like, let's go get some steak and some beer or something.
No, that's my thing. I tell my wife every time, like, yo, wherever we go, I'm gonna find someone that follows me and we talk stocks, and we're gonna meet up. We got to meet up, and I'm gonna get a picture because I'm starting a wall over here that I'm gonna start putting pictures of people that I've met on my investing journry. Instead of putting up pictures of like Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, those guys will know. We don't know. They don't know who I am, and I don't know. I know who they are, but like it'll be different if we, you know what I'm saying? People that I met and stuff like that along this journey, man. Because this is an awesome journey. You know, we're gonna look back on this 30 years from now on, like, holy crap, man! What the heck we were doing this? Come on, man! What are you kids doing?
First, everybody, the Cash Flow Kings are gonna have a lifting session in Arizona, a 2-hour chest day. Maximalist on the bulk. Then we're going out to Texas Roadhouse.
Oh man, a chest day. Oh, we'll have a ball, boys.
All right. We're at 1 hour, 8 minutes. It's been an absolute ball. Dividend Dog. Okay. Feel free to plug your podcast. I know you have the Investing on a 9 to 5. It's linked in the description. Your Twitter, plug anything.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you guys. I hope to be back here in the future. I actually enjoyed this here on a Saturday night. You know, I'm sitting here and looking up stocks and stuff. So thank you guys again. Follow me at the Dividend Dog on Twitter, and the Dividend Dog on Instagram, and Investing on a 9 to 5 on YouTube and on my podcast. But appreciate you guys for having me here. This was a blast.
Great time. Go. Have a good one, buddy.
All right, man. I'll see you guys.
We'll see ya. All right. What an absolute pleasure. It's always good to have somebody on that you can actually talk about fitness with, and it's not some skinny nerd who wants to talk about MPW or Walgreens. I'm joking. All right, but we wanted to come in here, say a quick thank you to everybody before we hit the 500 mark. It's good times here on the Cash Flow Kings. We also did have a few questions that I did want to address before we hopped off of here. See, we have the people love us, the people love everything. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already for us. Share the video, whatever. But I did see somebody mention, somebody that goes by the name of Dividend. What is it? Dividend discussions, Dividend. Dividend, you know, vocal what Dividend talks. So why don't you guys like Dividend talks? Fiscal, would you like to go over some of the reasons why you don't like Dividend talks here on the Cash Flow Kings Live?
He stole my thumbnail.
And he's using it a lot now. It's like his.
I know. So the thumbnail he has
impressive.
with the guy doing this and like the flames and the down arrows and stuff. Yeah, he stole that from me. He just replaced me with a stock photo. So that's why I don't like him. And also, if you bring up any of the things he's done and be like, "Hey man, what gives?" He just blocks you.
I know.
Like,
imagine this. Imagine you were getting slandered. Imagine it was just that in the first place. Imagine people are coming after you. They're slandering you. Imagine then you get offered $250 with 20,000 subscribers just to show up on a podcast. All you have to do is show up. We didn't even pay. We've never paid a guest before. We had $250 on the table, 100 from Fiscal, 125 from Fiscal, 100 from Nick from Dividend Growth Income, and 25 from Soul Search, which was thrown in the pot. Fiscal kept that money. But imagine getting that offer and imagine not coming on and blocking us. That guy's a bitch. I hate to say it. That guy's a total, he's a red coat bitch. And if I ever see that guy in his, his deformed teeth in real life, I'm slapping him.
But yeah, I mean, it's just also
nobody likes the guy.
He took a spreadsheet that he got from somebody else's Patreon and marked it up 10 times.
He has no outstanding qualities in his life.
Yeah.
A chalkboard has more charisma than him.
And he does use probably ChatGPT for his scripts and then reads them while he's streaming.
Yeah, he lives off of the free British healthcare. That was a funny joke that you made.
Yeah.
MHS.
I remember. I still remember when that was the joke. Yeah. The early days of CFK. The early days.
Yeah, so everybody starting next week, hopefully we're monetized, fingers crossed. On Friday, we're having our stream next week because I graduate next Saturday. It's crazy times.
Wow.
What
a time to be alive.
I know, what a time. We're placing bronze at tournaments, have a few brewskis tonight, Cash Flow Kings Live, good times. All right, I think is it a single? No, it's got to be a guy. The videos are one take content, and he pumps out 4 a day, so probably like 30 minutes, and he uses the same thumbnail, so we know he's not putting a lot of. How can you have such? I guess that he doesn't have enough premium to cover like the really good dentists.
The national, a lot of the national healthcare stuff, and I don't know if it's this way in the UK, but I think like the Canadian healthcare system doesn't cover your dental.
Yeah.
For example. So maybe in the UK it's the same and they don't cover it. And in Medicare in the US doesn't cover dental for seniors either.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm not getting a scholarship, but the first 2 years are
he's gonna be on the CFK scholarship.
The Cash Flow King scholarship of payouts.
You guys are gonna pay for his college with your channel membership.
I'm expecting a lot of super chats next week too, and I'm expecting to have to do a lot of impressions. I'll get the tactical stock scalper impression ready. I'll get the Khmer. Speaking of that, did you see we were called the Cash Flow Clowns, and we were completely obliterated this week?
Obliterated. Interesting.
Khamer's funny at this point. It's honestly, I don't even get mad at it. It's just funny because I get sent this stuff. I can't watch it anymore. Yeah, interesting times though. I got 5 on it next week. Oh, you better. Every super chat's at least 1 impression, so you have 5 impressions there if you got 5 on it. Oh, did you see? I hate to say this, but there was a RecShares conference in New York last night and today, and we couldn't make it because I had my thing tonight. That would have been so funny if we showed up. True. That would have pissed off so many people. We showed up in the merch. We showed up in the new merch on the opening bell. I feel like that's achievable. We
always next year, buddy. Always next year.
The Cash Flow Clown. They really got us. That fucking hick. His trailer park with his baby mama. Ryan will be a millionaire, invest in such a young age. Yeah, that's the plan. Thank you. Yeah, Yield Max. I saw Coach. Coach was there. Andre was there. Corey, the happy camper. And Rod, who he watches our channel, but I'm not a big fan of his content. It's okay though. He's a nice guy. That's all that matters. You're not a high-yield dividend warrior. Wait till the impressions next week, guys. That's all I gotta say. All right, we're an hour 15 in. I'm about to go pass out, have a few beers. I'm joking. All right. Thank you all for watching. Smash the like button, subscribe. Do dividend stocks, not drugs. And of course,
Dissector, you are an idiot. I just exploded.
cash flow
flow
is